Today I am super excited to show you a brand new product just released this fall. In fact, I just got it this week, called Create, Drill, and Build. This is an awesome construction toy for those ages 3 and up. And I'll give you a little guidance into how it actually works. First of all, I always am excited about packaging, and this one comes in a great package because it has everything stored inside underneath the lid. So you can see here I got room for my screwdriver, I got a little wrench, I got my nuts, I got my bolts, I got all of the little things in here, my two heads for my battery powered drill, which is also another exciting feature. So there is a star-shaped tip on here, and there's also a flathead screwdriver. They're very simple to take out and put in depending upon which one you want to use. So there's 4 different ways that you can use this depending upon the skill level you want to work on. So the first one is just to take one of their cards, and they have all different kinds of scenes on them. For example, this one has like a little under the sea theme, and there's also different themes on these other cards here. But what you can do here for those young learners, you can see that there's holes in here that go through to the board on the back. And then some of these in this little toolbox are just pegs. You can see here they have a flat head, so they're just a peg. And some of them are screws, so they have the little plus sign or the little X on them. So for the easy play, the child is just going to match up the color on the board to one of the pegs. So for example, I'll take my yellow here, take a yellow one, and I'll stick it in here to kind of hold that in, and I would fill in the entire board based on the color that's showing behind it. So very simple, just to stick in the pegs. And then when they get a little bit more advanced, then you can use the screws for this. So you can take the screws, put it in here, and use your drill and screw it down. So now I also have, now I can put my screws in here. So that's just a little bit more advanced play. And then the screwdriver, the drill I should say, does have a reverse on it. So I can push it up instead of down on this little handle here, and that will take the screw out. And so those are 2 easy ways to play it with all of the different cards. Another way to play it would just be to have the child make his own design on the board here. So maybe they want to make a straight line or a square or an X. You can also use the screws again to screw them into the board if they would like to do that. So just a fun way for them to be creative. The little booklet that comes with it gives you lots of different ideas on what they could possibly make. So it has some design ideas here to get them started. Of course, they're going to come up with their own great ideas, but here's some to get them started. And then we do have some that have both screws and pegs in them. So you can see here some of these involve both the screws and the pegs, just to kind of give them a little bit of mixture, combination of play. All right, and then the next way to advance it is to do it in 3D design. And that is super fun. What I made here was a lion. Check out my lion that I made here. So now I can just take this and I can attach it to the bottom. Just find a couple of screws here, or you could also use the pegs. But it's so much more fun, right, to use the drill and to drill in the little screws. Great for their small pincher skills, you know, to grasp these screws and to be able to put them in here. So wonderful, wonderful to practice on that. Okay, now I have my lion. He's attached to my board. You can see also on the back that there is a little nut you need to put on to secure them. So then we also have this little wrench if they want to use the wrench to turn in the nuts. You can see there's different shapes here that I have. There are some circles in here. There are some squares. There are triangles. And then there's also straight pieces if you need to connect anything in the back. And here's one of the triangles. And again, there's also that manual screwdriver that they can use to turn it in and out. We also have these little L hooks here, which is what I use to attach the lion to the base. And then you can also use this base here to make maybe trees down here that you want to just put on to add for that little lion. Now, I did not come up with that design on my own. He was one in the booklet here. So you can see here's the lion that I made. And you see how they added like little trees on the bottom here, little house and some grass. So you can just get really creative with it. And it did take me a while to do it because I had to kind of look at the picture, find the right product in the tray, and make it here on the base. So I think this is going to be an awesome seller for this fall or for any of those big events that you might have. And again, this is called Create, Drill, and Build. And another exciting thing is if you already have our Motorworks, which I showed in a previous video, it is compatible with the drill. The drill will work, this drill will work with the Motorworks drill will work with this one, and so will the screws. So I love that fact you can add on to each of them. Hope you have some fun with Create, Drill, and Build.